NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 gets 16GB RAM, RTX 5060 GPU sticks with 8GB GDDR7 memory. NVIDIA's mainstream GeForce RTX 5060 and RTX 5060 GPUs will retain memory capacities similar to those of the previous generation. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 and RTX 5060 GPUs to get 16GB and 8GB GDDR7 memory, respectively. NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 50 Blackwell gaming GPUs are launching soon, and while the first models will be aimed at enthusiasts and high-end gamers, the company is also planning more mainstream offerings within its stack, such as the RTX 5060 and RTX 5060. There have not been a lot of leaks regarding these two cards, but we have managed to get some early details from our sources which point to the specific memory configurations and the SKU variant that the duo will adopt. Starting with the details, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 and RTX 5060 will utilize a PG152 board SKU, which would presumably deploy the GB206 GPU core. Both cards will stick to a 128-bit memory bus interface, which is similar to the current generation RTX 4060 series. As for the memory, both of these cards will feature a GDDR7 memory interface, allowing for up to 28 Gbps frequencies, probably a bit tuned on the 5060 to conserve power. The GDDR7 memory interface would net a total of 448 GB per second of bandwidth, which is 55% higher than the RTX 4060 Ti and 65% higher than the RTX 4060. That's a decent gain in the bandwidth specs, which would be coupled with advanced memory compression techniques that would help overcome the 128-bit bus interface. As for the memory capacity, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 Ti will stick with a 16GB RAM capacity this time around, which is double the base model of the RTX 4060 Ti and the same as the upgraded 16GB variant which was introduced later. We have seen that the 16GB model doesn't feature any big performance benefits in itself, but helps meet the requirements of current and future AAA games that require more than 8GB capacity. For those running these cards at 1440p, the 16GB RAM can help a lot, especially when enabling RT or higher resolution textures. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 GPU will stick with an 8GB RAM, which is definitely on the entry-level side of things. NVIDIA may change the spec once higher capacity G7 modules start being mass-produced, but it looks like it won't be the case at launch. The higher bandwidth would be there, but the RTX 5060 should be a 1080p card with upscaling helping it go to 1440p in a few titles. Intel's Arc B580 features 12GB RAM and AMD's RX 7600 XT comes with 16GB RAM, boo. NVIDIA doesn't seem to be bothered by those two. Current rumors also suggest RDNA 4 Radeon RX 8000 inches GPUs feature 8GB RAM on the low-end side of things, so 8GB ain't going away, at least in the coming generation of GPUs. Hopefully, these are the last of their kind, and we will see 10GB plus GPUs after that. Finally, for the launch, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 Ti and RTX 5060 GPUs are currently planned for late February or March 2025 introduction, so there are still a few months before we get to see the cards in retail.